मैम कैश और कार्ड।
थैंक यू।
अरे अरे मैडम,
हेलो,
सामान ले लिया जो कहा था?
ले रही हूँ, अभी ले रही हूँ।
ये बेटा,
हाँ ले लिया।
Okay, something was definitely wrong with what just happened. I mean, she made the payment and she had the card with her. She didn't even do anything with her OTP. She was driving and she lost that money. How did this even happen? And does this even happen in India? It turns out it does. So in this episode, we're going to talk about credit card scams that happen to people like you and me and we have no clue about. We're going to talk about the good, not really, mostly the bad. Because certainly the internet isn't telling us what the hell's happening. So let's begin. I know what you're thinking. You'll never fall for a credit card fraud because, well, you follow the de-influencing series. But you know what? People our age who are working in nice companies, get a salary, watching Netflix, doing all these things with their life, are the people who are getting scammed the most. It's the educated class which is actually losing money to these scams. So it's really important for you to watch this. The credit card spend in India has increased from 14.3 lakh crore in FY 22-23 to 18.3 lakh crore in FY 23-24. I can also see from the stats over here that the number of frauds in the last 2 years has increased from 2,600 to 3,600. And in rupee terms, it's about 155 crore rupees every single year. So let's start with the first scam. The first kind of fraud is skimming, and it feels like ये मेरे साथ तो नहीं हो सकता, but it actually can happen to you. Let's suppose you're at a petrol pump and you hand out your nice card to the person to make the payment. Now in this kind of scam, the person will take the card and first run it through a card reader. That's right, a card reader. The card reader will actually take all the information of the card, like the card number, the CVV, the expiry, if there's a magnetic strip, etc., and store it. Now, the person will use the same card and insert it into the POS machine. In many cases, the card reader is right next to the POS machine, so it looks exactly the same. You can't even tell they're different machines. And then you enter your PIN. Now at this point, he can find out what your PIN is by sneakily seeing it through a CCTV camera or maybe finding a way to peek through it while he's close by. That's why they say make sure you enter your PIN and no one can actually see it. In this case, the scamster has both the things. Through the card reader, he now has the entire details of your card, which he can replicate into a physical card. And he sneakily found out what your PIN is. With these two things, you can imagine what he can do. The person can make transactions and you will one day receive a message saying XYZ money has been withdrawn from my account, and you will be thinking, what? Now, what can scammers do once they've obtained this information? The first thing is very simple. They can obviously make a copy of the card, and since they have the PIN, they can make unauthorized transactions with your card. The second thing is identity theft. A lot of scamsters out there are doing things that we have no idea about but require a new identity. And with all this information, they can use some part of your identity and connect it to some other scam that they're doing. And the third kind is where someone doesn't want to take any of these risks and the scammer actually sells it to another bada scammer who figures out what to do with all this data. In all three scenarios, it's not good for people like you and me. What we need to make sure is take precautions. And the simplest thing over here is if you can do UPI, that's probably better. If you are swiping your card, make sure you insert the card in the POS machine and you don't give it to someone who takes the card away. Your PIN is your security guard. Your PIN is your key. You don't want to give away your key. We found this unfortunate incident amongst the thousands out there where his credit card, or in this case, debit card, was misused. The person was near a metro station, a person was standing beside him, started talking to him, somehow saw the PIN and eventually withdrew the money. When you are at an ATM or swiping your card, it is a very personal transaction that you are doing because it has your information and your PIN. No one should be around. And if someone is making you uncomfortable, cancel the damn transaction and do it somewhere where it's safe. And here is the second scam. This one is a little more scary. It's called a phishing scam. A phishing scam is basically a way for them to obtain information they are not supposed to, but you are actually giving them that information, not knowing that you gave that information. That's what phishing means. In India, when you're making an online payment, there is a layer of security that prevents anyone from making an unauthorized transaction, even if they have information on your credit card. And that layer is called the OTP. Only you have that OTP, and we always know, do not share the OTP with anyone, it's secret. You always see this when you get that SMS. But what if a scamster found a way to obtain that OTP and you shared it with him without knowing you did it? An actual case in Mumbai, where a lady got a call from XYZ Bank, she was already part of, by the way. The bank representative called and said that she has a new credit card with a higher credit limit. But because she has an iPhone, it won't get activated. So the bank, because she's such a good customer, is also sending an Android phone, a brand new one that she can use to activate the new card. She was obviously really excited, and the delivery was amazing. All this stuff came the same day. She hurriedly opened the pack, took out the phone, and activated her card on that phone. Now, the thing about the phone is that it came pre-installed with two applications, .secure and Secure Envoy Authenticator. Now, these softwares may be fine, but the scamster, or the bank representative in this case, actually found a way to mirror whatever was happening on that Android phone to their own device. Which meant now, because they had the details about the card, they were able to take the OTP from the screen mirroring that was enabled on that phone. But the question still remains. The OTP would have come to that phone. OTP they copied because they're screen mirroring. How did they find out about that woman and that card in the first place? Well, there exists the dark web where a lot of people are selling credit card information to people. And there are websites which are selling this illegally. As soon as a sophisticated scamster gets his hands on them, he already has your card details and your phone number, and the scam begins with the call to the lady saying,
Hi Abhishek sir, I'm calling from XYZ Bank. Do you have 2 minutes?
The point of this entire scam was this: you cannot use a device given by someone else, and there must be no way for anyone to access that OTP on your phone. Those are your keys. No one can have access to it, which also means you shouldn't be downloading unauthorized apps. Another way to do the same scam without a call is simply sending your WhatsApp saying that you've won XYZ. All you need to do is download this application and claim your reward. That app could start reading your SMSs and send it to someone else. SMS readers are also reading the key to your bank account, which is the OTP. Make sure you're really careful on what's installed on your phone, and of course people around you trying to find out what that OTP is. Hey guys, so we launched 2 new channels, 01 Women and 01 Hindi. Do check that out, and now back to the episode. The second way a phishing scam can work is through remote access systems. And you might have guessed what this is. You're sitting down and one day you get an SMS. And the SMS is a sequence of messages saying someone's trying to enter your bank account and resetting the password, and he has failed. And now your account has been suspended. All you need to do is click on this link, download this application, and reactivate your account. Thankfully, the security systems are pretty good at this bank. Once you do this, you immediately see a 1 lakh rupee transaction happen on your card. What the hell just happened? 1. The sequence of messages you see over here are not from the bank. It's actually from the scamster. All these look really legitimate because they're meant to look legitimate. The last message is a phishing scam where they give you a link. Usually, the bank will never tell you to download an app via a link because that's just not how usually banks operate. You download the app and enter some details. Now what's happened is that all your calls and SMSs are forwarded to the scamster. And I'm not making this up. Things like this happen all the time where false apps or applications are forwarding important information to someone else without you even knowing. You have to make sure you don't have unauthorized applications on your phone. And second, there is an easy way to know if any of your calls or messages are being forwarded. Simply follow these steps. On your keypad, type *#21#. From this, you'll find out if if any of your data or messages are being forwarded or not. Now, in the case you see that there is forwarding, then all you need to do is type ##002#, and from this, all call forwarding will be erased. Another thing you can do is set daily limits for your transactions, for online, for ATM, for POS machines, based on what your normal usage is. You can also make sure that you don't have anyone next to you when you're withdrawing money, making transactions, no one peeking at your card. Keep checking your credit card statement for any payments that you may not have made, and probably don't save your card on websites. Even though your information is tokenized, it's best just to enter the card details every single time. Why do you want to save 10 seconds if it's slightly safer to enter the details yourself? And I know what you're thinking, UPI safe hai. UPI safe hai, right? Right? We made a video on UPI scams. Please isko dekh lijiye. And if you have any stories, tell us in the comments below. But please watch that video.